I don't know if this is the best angle. They're all good angles. Oh boy. A little puddle forming in there. Going through a lot of water. Humidifier's on. Extra. So it's turbocharged. Yep, going through a lot of water. Got some cleaning to do. Trip down south's coming up quick. Got a bag of reishi. Going to do a grain to bulk substrate transfer. I've done this with blue oyster mushrooms, lion's mushrooms. This will be reishi. That'll be 18 bags total. It is roughly, it's August 20th. I bet they'll be colonized by September 4th. And then in theory, I will move them maybe sooner. September 4th. Boy, that's gonna be tight. And then I'll move them into the fruiting chamber. What am I thinking, a week or two? When do I leave? The 19th? All right. And then they have 15 days to fruit. So hopefully the bulk substrate colonizes quickly. So, but today is reishi day. And this is the third part of 3 parts. I will be moving grain spawn into bulk substrate. So, and then I'll throw it into the incubation chamber. And like I said, in 2 weeks, I would then hope to have it colonized, and then I'll put it in the tent. And that'll be about it. So I got blue oyster mushrooms going, I got lion's mane going, and then this will be the wild card, which is reishi. So let me get the bulk substrate out then, I suppose. Get the hammer. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. I could or should be potentially out practicing for softball. We got our last game of the last tournament of the season coming up, and that'll conclude. I'm ready for winter. so I can justify living in my garage. Brief sterile. Okay, hammer is not necessary anymore. All right, I cooked these last night. 15 psi. 90 minutes. Impulse heat sealer's all set. I'm gonna actually move these down here. Go 3 at a time. Okay. So this is a grain to bulk substrate transfer. I've done the blue oyster, I've done the lion's mane. This is the reishi batch. Let me let that rubbing alcohol evaporate. I could bring out a little reishi. It's not too exciting. I had to harvest the oyster mushrooms yesterday. So it looks like a doorknob, really. That's my reishi coming out. It's like a big nug. I got this weird finger coming out of the top as well. And so this bag was in the old tent before I got set up officially. So it's got this kind of what looks like a horrific thing growing up here. That is reishi mushroom now. It's a little frightening, but like I said, it wasn't in the good tent yet. So I'm kind of letting it run its course. Oh, I guess I do have a little bit of blue oyster mushroom. Looks like a second flush coming out. Again, not too thrilling, but you can see a little doodad with like 1,000 pins. So CO2 levels are doing well. I'm running through humidity pretty quick. I'll be building my third and what I hope to be final humidifier. And that's it. So yeah, I'm hoping to get these in the incubation chamber. I'll give them about 2 weeks. Move them to the fruiting tent. And this will be, like I said, this is this whole thing will be reishi, but I already got blue oyster mushroom and lion's mane in the cooker. So, all right, laminar flow hood going. Let me break this up. Trying to feel like I smell something. Doesn't smell bad. I think it's just okay. So yes, so end of the year, softball season's coming to a close. Like I said, one more tournament, and we're done. Work went pretty well today. That's more than necessary. Should have gone to the gym, but I went to the pinball place afterwards. Okay. There you go. Nice seal. Love it. Love it. So, yeah, the rye grain berries. And then the bulk substrate is the master's mix. So that's oak and soy hulls. got a laminar flow hood going here. I can hear the exhaust fan kicking on. Right? When that hits, the tent will have a negative air pressure. I've got an intake fan. And when that kicks on, that has positive air pressure. So, which reminds me, I might turn it down a little bit. I'm more interested in negative air pressure. So in September, I'm going down south. And I think I might have a mushroom farm that's going to let me take a tour, and I'll videotape it because I have quite a few questions on how they make it all work. But I'm still doing pretty small sample sizes. So this will be my biggest. I'm doing 6 bags of reishi, 6 bags of blue oyster mushrooms, 6 bags of lion's mane. So that'll be 18 bags. In the new tent from start to finish. So we'll see if the quality is what I'm looking for. And then I can scale up. Here in a bark. Yeah, if the quality's there, then I can double check cost. You know, how much is this costing me? I mean, my efficiencies are just junk right now. I think I'm paying $1.50 a pound for rye grain berries. So, but first things first, I got to make sure I can grow them. I can grow every variety that I want at a quality level. I'm going to reach out to the food co-op as soon as I'm confident. So, but I'm excited about the farm tour down south. So they said they were down. So that was about a month ago. So I got to follow up, and then if that works, I'll just keep doing them. I'll just wander around. I got to go to Houston in like early next year, so I'll just find another farm to tour potentially. Ay. It's been pretty sunny up here in Alaska. Hard to hang out in your garage. La-dee-da-dee-da. La-dee-da-dee-da. All right. Yes, I'm just going to do 6 of them. I think my incubation chamber's at about 78 degrees, roughly. I wish I had more mushrooms to show, but I had to harvest the oysters last night. You don't realize how many spores an oyster mushroom will produce. It's pretty out of hand. It's just more of a mess. I've got a giant calendar, so I'm gonna kind of, I want to clean my, I want to clean the humidifier probably twice a month, maybe every other week. So I want to probably clean the tent, kind of generic cleaning once a week, maybe a deep clean. I'll probably have maybe 3 different varieties of cleaning. You know, I'll have like generic, heavy, and then like bleach. So I live in a town, it's mostly tourism, right? So I live in Sitka, Alaska, so essentially most of the sales will occur to restaurants from May through October. With the food co-op, it could be year-round, but they're pretty used to seasonality, you know what I mean? They'll throw it out and they're like, well, radishes are here this week, and then we go from there. But so it wouldn't be unheard of for me to come and go, right? Basically been living in my garage for 4 months now. This is, I'm gonna try to mix it in. Right, a lot of times, you know, it'd be easier if I can capture. I've seen mushroom guys, that's a little wet from the pressure steam sterilizers. Let me get a little. They'll capture some air in the bag so they can kind of toss it freely. Wasn't that unfortunate? I don't know if I have any. How lame. All right, whatever. How lame indeed. So, this one's moving around though. It's not as vacuum sealed. Yeah, so all right, so I'll have 18 bags, oyster, lion's mane, and reishi. This will be the big test where all the ideals are met, right? Carbon dioxide set, humidity set. I think I've got new lighting coming. And so 2 weeks in the incubation chamber. These will be colonized. I'll move them to the fruiting tent roughly around the 4th. I think my parents are coming to visit. This month's going quick. And then I will hopefully have fruiting mushrooms. Gosh, man, it's gonna be tight before I go down south. But, and again, the lion's mane, that one's gonna take longer than the rest. I meant the reishi probably. Lion's mane will be the most temperamental for environmental factors. That's my canary in the coal mine. I was getting some beautiful lion's mane for a while. I'm even seeing some old bags in there, just kind of sitting in my old tent. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. How do I go on? Yeah, so hopefully I'll get a fruit before I go on my little trip. I'll do the tour of the mushroom farm down there. As long as they're still down, that'll be really good content. And then make a little video out of it, or a big video actually. That'll probably be my most effort I put towards the video yet. I'll get back, I'll hit it hard. So I'll probably get some rye grains berries going so that as soon as I get back, I can do all this again. October, November, I'll make a push to get into the co-op. Maybe throw some samples at some restaurants. And go from there. And then, like I said, I got to get down to Texas for a family thing. Late December, early January. I'll maybe do another mushroom tour. Nope, these are non-psychoactive. This is reishi. I plan on making tinctures from reishi. Holy mackerel, huh? Damn. Yep. Tent's working out pretty well. It's holding humidity. Even better than I thought it would. Drilling an exhaust through the fan went well, or through the wall. And that fan is doing well. You can almost see the negative air pressure that's happening to the tent right now. Look at that, it sucks it in like a trampoline. And so the CO2 levels, much more reasonable. I thought I was gonna have to start installing ducting to bring air in, but not the case. As long as I don't hang out in the garage. I had a particularly busy day doing garage stuff, and I couldn't get the CO2 levels down less than 1,100 parts per million in the tent, so I took it out into the garage. Same thing. I thought, oh, I'm screwed. Like, the garage is inherently high in CO2. But yeah, I left it alone. I left the garage for, yeah, it wasn't that long. I think it was maybe like 4 hours, and it's fine. So, but if I'm out here panting away and working hard, oh, low power my boot. So I think this mushroom farm tour down south, I think this is the key. I have yet to see anything like it. Most of the people, most of my regulars on the channel, they're just kind of like me a little bit, where it's like hobby, you know, maybe in your closet, maybe your garage. But for the most part, you know, but I think talking to some people who maybe took it to the next level and then really just picking their brain on how do you get there, how do you scale up, you know, where are the hidden expenses. I can tell you there's a lot of expenses in this. Environmental issues, you know what I mean? I have a lot of questions about humidification, ducting work, lighting. Lighting's kind of, everybody's got a different answer for lighting. Sales, you know, so is it farmers markets? Is it restaurants? Is it, you know, a lot of these a lot of mushroom places end up selling these like pre-made boxes. So essentially it would be this, and I would just put it in a box and then ship it to people. But I don't know how that works. I've never done one. I don't see why it would. I mean, I'm having a hard enough time creating the environment to do this. I can't see somebody in Arizona just popping a bag and letting it fly. I feel like it would require a terrarium or some sort of what have you. The other thing about the farm tour, I think it'll be nice because I'll have that like dynamic. I'll have somebody that I can like conversate with about it. So Alaska's got pretty good mushroom factors going on. House Bill 251. So during COVID, they thought we were going to run out of food. They were threatening to shut down the barge. So our governor just stripped away all regulation, all red tape. He basically said, if you can grow it, you can sell it. We're not gonna. So it's the Wild West at this point. I don't have to have any kind of licensing. I don't need an inspection. It's pretty much, if I can grow these mushrooms, I can sell them. This specialty crop designation. So the terrain that is ripe for the picking. And I am here to capitalize. So this is reishi mushroom. I've done blue oyster mushroom. I've done lion's mane. I've got 6 bags apiece. This will be the test run. They will go into the incubation chamber for about 2 weeks at 78 degrees. This will colonize. I will then move them into the fruiting tent that I just set up. This is kind of my new thing that I have optimized for CO2 removal and humidification. I think I might be going through 3 gallons a day. I also have an intake fan for added control or the illusion of such. I've got a CFL light, but I've ordered appropriate lighting that I will be putting in as soon as that arrives. And I'm doing plastic racks. I've abandoned the metal. I don't want them rusting. And we are looking pretty good. I think I'm looking pretty good. I feel pretty confident. The last batch of oyster mushrooms went well. They show about everything. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. They had started in the other tent with high CO2, stagnant air. So they started off rough. This will be the first batch coming here in the next week or two that from beginning to end, I feel I have it down. So months, if not years in the making, has culminated into the big event here. And that's all I got. So, well, it's gonna be a short one today. So this is all I got, and I will bid you adieu. Farewell. Stay tuned for the mushroom experiment. What's up? Dinner's done? Okay, I gotta go. All right, man. Thanks, dude. I'm ending this. All right.